DLC! So just literally right now they have officially announced that the newest DLC coming to Warhammer 2 is going to be called... Or is it? It's going to be called the Warden and the Paunch, and it's going to feature the High Elves and the Greenskins, which everyone saw coming because, let's be honest, it was pretty obvious. Everyone saw it coming. But this is still very exciting. Of course, the trailer was extremely hype, and then the stream following it went over the Greenskin rework, which is also very exciting, and we're going to cover all that in much more detail, and all of this in much more detail, but for right now, I just want to tell you everything that we're going to get in this DLC pack, and just some vague speculations of what you can expect and how exciting it is. Just so you know, Dark Elf Guide, that was going to be today. Every time I get into a main guide, which are really time consuming, something like this happens, so I'm going to push that back a couple of weeks, just till I get all this DLC out of the way, and then we can do the Dark Elf Guide without any interruptions, and without me having to do like 8 videos a week and just sweating my eyeballs out, aka crying myself to sleep every single night. So I'm sorry for that, but it is coming. Part 1, it's already on the channel, it's just waiting to be published, so just be patient, I promise it's coming. But for right now, let's get into this DLC. So one thing that's worth noting is that both these factions are going to be in the Vortex and the Mortal Empires campaign, but neither one of them is going to have any stake in the actual Vortex thing, so you're not going to be doing the rituals, you're not going to be getting, well, you probably get the Chaos Invasion, but you're not going to get those ones that you summon, and you know, all that funky stuff. It's going to be a bit more like, you know, the Marcus Wolfheart Nakai one, where they've kind of got this rivalry going on, and to beat the campaign, what you have to do is, you know, you have to invade, take their settlement, finish the final battle, all that fun stuff, which is going to be for the Greenskins and the High Elves. One thing that's very exciting, this means that the Greenskins are going to be in Vortex, so if you don't own Warhammer 1, which I'm not sure why you don't at this point, but if you don't, you can play the Greenskins in Warhammer 2 without needing to buy Warhammer 1, and you're going to get the reworked Greenskins, which are going to be way better, so pretty epic win there. First off, we're going to go over the High Elves, because they're at the top of the Steam page, and they have quite a lot of content coming in, and it's going to take a while, so just bear with us. The faction leader is Eltharion the Grim, and he is in charge of the Ivres faction. You know that one that's kind of on the border of the High Elf Island? Yeah, that's going to be him. But it says he's going to start in a secluded mountainside base of operations, Athel Tamara, which does not sound like it's going to be on Ulthuan. So I get the feeling it might be kind of, you know, Malice Darkblade situation where it starts opposite side of the map or somewhere quite far away with the Greenskins, because I can't see them being some Greenskins on Ulthuan. But it might own, you know, Ivres as well, so it might be kind of weird, you know, Malice Darkblade owning 2 places at once. We're just going to have to wait and see, but very exciting. This mountainside base of Athol Tamara, you're going to need to rebuild various structures inside of it, because when you're going to get in there, it's going to be extremely dilapidated, and through upgrading and rebuilding structures inside of it, you're going to unlock unique units, you're going to improve the defense of the settlement quite substantially in ways that we haven't seen just with normal garrisons. There's going to be a whole host of stuff, but all that we know now is you rebuild numerous structures to gain numerous bonuses. Thanks for the details there, CA. You're also going to get the unique ability to capture lords when they fall in battle. So Eltharion, when he's in battle, he can target someone and say, I'm going to capture you, and then if that lord falls, they don't die, they instead get captured, and then upon building enough into the Watchers of Ivres building chain, you are going to enable interrogation. This will allow you to, you know, get various amounts of information, campaign bonuses, all sorts of fun stuff like that from your battle captives. That's going to be very exciting to see how that works. As I said, that is one of the 2 unique building chains. The other one is the Silent Sentinels chain. This is going to increase the defense range and enable recruitment of elite Mistwalk units and enhances other forms of recruitment. So we're going to get these elite Mistwalk units, which we'll come back to later. They're going to be recruited via this, and it's also going to improve recruitment of other units. So I imagine that'll be like recruit rank, maybe recruit cost, God knows, but maybe upgrading the units. It's all very, very exciting indeed. That Watchers of Ivres one, that also adds improvements to the Mist of Ivres, which is another thing we're going to come back to in a minute, and it also adds bonuses to your influence, which the High Elves have, which I imagine is going to remain relatively untouched because it's kind of one of those features that's just there. It's not really that balanced or imbalanced, it just is. The Mist of Ivres, as I just mentioned, this is a thing that will progressively cover Tor Ivres, and it's a mist that's going to enhance all friendly troops, and it's going to severely debuff all enemy troops. So I'm seeing this as kind of a corruption type thing, but not quite. Maybe, you know, like the Tomb Kings have that Sandstorm ability, might be something like this, but it also enhances your troops. Very exciting, can't wait to see how it works. It also grants any armies that are fighting in that region a unique army ability that will allow you to summon the mist on a specific place on the battlefield to further buff these troops. I don't know if it's going to be the total buffs, like this is all you get, or if it's going to add on top of the buffs that you already get from the mist being there, which you're going to have to wait and see. Improving this mist enough cause it to cover the entirety of Ulthuan, which is going to make the High Elves into such a powerhouse, even more so than they already are, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but they said they're going to address the order to everything rework and rebalance fairly soon, so hopefully they do that sooner rather than later. Otherwise we're going to be looking at, you know, the tyrannical High Elves for quite a long time. As I mentioned before, Athol Tamara starts off dilapidated and will slowly become stronger and stronger at defending itself, which will be reflected on the battle maps as you upgrade it. So as you upgrade certain buildings inside Athol Tamara, you will get, you know, better and better garrisons, better and better towers, and this will reflect on the battle maps. So when you go into battle, you know, when you start off in the game, it might just look, you know, really broken and really dilapidated and on fire and all this stuff. Upgrade it a little bit more, you know, there's a couple of improvements we made. Upgraded to the max, it's like a pristine high elf settlement. We saw this in the trailer. I believe it might be the underground one, which is very cool. We haven't seen an underground map for high elves. We haven't really seen many underground maps since Game 2 has come out, so this is extremely exciting. Cannot wait to see how that looks. From the trailer, it looks beautiful. Can't wait to fight in that. But, you know, sieges in Warhammer 2 anyway, and they're not the best, so we'll just have to wait and see. They also are getting a unique right, which is the Invocation of Ladriel, which will just empower the mist. That is literally all the Steam page says. That is incredibly vague. Please give me more info. I need it. Now we're going to go over all the new characters and units that we get for the High Elves. So we obviously get Elfarin, which is the legendary lord and the leader of the faction. He's going to have a spear and sword, so it's a good hybrid unit, you know, good versus large, but also good versus infantry. He's also going to have access to the Law of High Magic, so he can be on the front lines and casting and all this stuff. And he has Stormwing, which is his unique griffin mount. And from the trailer, this griffin, it looks so beautiful. I love how it looks. It's very, very cool. Can't wait to get him on that and fly it around the map and crush some greenskins. He says that he's quite a defense-built character, so he's going to be more of a line holder than, you know, someone you send off to slaughter the entire enemy army. But still, very, very exciting indeed. We also get the new archmages, which are new lords of the High Elves, which are mages, which is very exciting because we haven't had magical lords for the High Elves yet, as far as I know. So that's very exciting indeed. They're going to have access to the 8 core winds of magic, which I'm not sure what the 8 core ones. I think it's like fire, death, life, light, the other ones, you know, that are in game 1, and then also high magic. So that's 9 laws of magic in total, which is going to bring the High Elves even further up the strength chain, because, you know, only the Empire had access to that many laws of magic at this stage. So this is going to make the High Elves incredibly strong. So again, I'm a little worried about this balance, but we'll have to wait and see. You're also going to get a couple of new units, which, again, the descriptions tell you basically nothing. So I'm just going to list them here, and then when we get early access, I'm going to try to, you know, quickly make a short, all-you-need-to-know guide about each of these units as we go. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to get Rangers, we're going to get Silvern Guard, we're going to get War Lines of Crace, which I never know how to pronounce that, by the way. Is it Crace or is it Trace? I just don't know. But these guys, the one thing that I kind of stain from this is that they're not like chariots, and they're not like, you know, the white lions. They are actual lion, wolf, hunting beasts that are going to go out like dire wolves or something, so that is so cool. We're also going to get the Lion Chariots of Crace, which are in the trailer, which look really cool. In fact, a lot of these units are in the trailer, so I'll pop them on screen as I mention them. We're also going to get the Arcane Phoenix, and we're going to get a whole host of campaign-exclusive Mistwalker units. I'm still going. We're going to get Skyhawks, Sentinels of Astaril, Spyguard of Torives, Athel Tamara Faithbearers, Knights of Torgaval. I don't know what any of these units are, and the description's very vague, so I'm going to do my best to put the pictures on. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but that's just what I'm trying to figure out, man. We're also going to get 3 new ROI units. We're going to get the Talons of Tor Kaleda, which are light armor archers. We're going to get Rahagra's Pride War, which are War Lines of Crace, and we'll also get the Omen of Azurin, which is an Arcane Phoenix. Now, onto the greenskins, which is extremely exciting. Of course, the faction leader is Grom the Paunch, and he is commanding the Broken Axe faction. Very, very exciting indeed. He has this unique mechanic called Grom's Cauldron, which allows you to travel the world finding ingredients to cook up different recipes to give himself and the boys, which is the actual terminology that they use in the description, which is hilarious, special powers. So there's going to be, you know, campaign buffs, abilities, all sorts of stuff. Very exciting there, especially with the rework, which we'll come back to later. There's going to be a wide range of these ingredients, and they're going to be gained through many different methods, you know, trade deals, simple exploring, invasions, possible new buildings. You know, we're just going to have to wait and see. It's super cool. I'm very excited to see it. Making these dishes will grant special units, special abilities. Making a range of dishes, each one time, will permanently increase Grom, which is so cool. You know, you can just make all these weird meals of, you know, fish tongue soup or whatever, and it's going to improve your faction leader. I think that's so cool. It's a very unique, you know, quest line to go down to improve him. I like it. Black Tooth is Grom's shaman, who is a disembodied head, which is pretty cool. And apparently he's going to give you tasks in the campaign, and he may also be used as an item by some shamans to summon a rogue idol, which, again, we're going to come back to later because that's a new unit. There's all sorts of stuff in this that's just intertangled, and I'm just trying to get it out. Here are the new units that we're going to get for the greenskins. Now, you may notice there's not as much detail on the campaign for these guys as there is for the High Elves. I believe that's because they want the majority of the greenskin rework to be more of a surprise and more of its own thing rather than being tied into the DLC, which is fair, so we'll just get these units. Of course, we have Grom, the legendary lord. He has a big axe, he has a big chariot. It's going to be super cool. He also has a leadership buff that increases when fighting, so you can either stand behind your guys, give them a small buff, or you can charge into battle and give them a much bigger buff, but also that puts you a lot at risk, so there's going to be an interesting risk-reward system there. Can't wait. We're going to get to the Giant River Hag Troll, which is going to be a hero, which is a Deathcaster. Again, that's all the info we have. I wish I could give you more, I really could, but hopefully they're going to give the trolls a buff because they are pretty weak at the moment. Very excited to see. We have snotling pump wagons, which are, I believe, these roller things that look like a big steamroller, but they're being manned by orcs. Also very exciting. We're going to get 3 varieties of these, the standard, the flappers, and these spiky rollers. Excited to see how all those look and how each performs differently. Can't wait. We're going to get river trolls, stone trolls, and rogue idols, and we're going to get 2 units of regiments of renown. Going to get 2 new units of regiments of renown, which are the swamp things, who are river trolls, and the big un, which is a rogue idol. Very exciting there. That's all the stuff that this DLC is getting you. Now let's just briefly go over what I managed to pick up from the green screen rework while I was listening, while I was making these notes, so it might not be the best. Now from what I can tell, Karag Ungor is going to be Azhag the Slaughterer,'s new starting location. I don't know if that's going to be the name of his faction, because you know Karag is kind of a dwarf thing. We're just going to have to wait and see for that. There might be some info out there already, but you know, this is what I've got so far, and I wasn't really paying that much attention. This is kind of just, you know, the after bit, because I want to get this video out because it's currently Thursday and I need to get the video done for tomorrow, so that's great. Now fighting this has been changed to a faction-wide mechanic rather than each army. If you remember previously, the greenskins, as you fought, one singular army would increase in fightiness and it'd get better combat abilities and all sorts, and then you'd be able to summon a wag. Now when you get to max fightiness, you gain the ability to summon a wag. I believe you have to actually activate it and choose, and you can kind of choose a target that it's going to go after. So, and then this is the weird part for me, it attaches itself to one of your armies. So say you're right, I want to attack Kislev, and then you have an army going towards Kislev, you just attach it to that army, and depending on how many units you have, it's similar to the old system in this way. So if you have 20 units, you have the chance to get 20 more units added to your army, which you can control. You can choose to let an AI do it, but you can also control this and have basically 2 armies going around in one. And if you manage to get multiple wags at once, you can just have, you know, just like, oh, there's only 2 armies coming towards me. JK, it's 4. You're screwed. That's just going to be insane. I can't wait to see how it works. Also, the units that spawn are going to depend on where you are in the train, which I think is insanely cool. I love stuff like this that makes you look around the train. When I was playing the Vampire Coast and I had to find those, you know, the treasure chests, and I had to look around the train. So cool. So, you know, you can get boars if you see boars on the map, maybe some wyverns. And there was even mention of being near a volcano will get you a unique unit. That could be like a rock troll, or it could be something that we haven't seen yet. Either way, that's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see how it works. There's also a new scrap mechanic, so as you fight, you're going to pick up lots of scrap, and you can use this scrap to improve units, but it's not just like improving their level, it's giving them unique bonuses depending on what legendary lord and what technology you have unlocked. So, you know, you can give them magical weapons, or sharpened weapons, or better shields, but I think it's going to be kind of a tree system where you have to choose one or the other, rather than getting all 3 of them. That sounds so cool. I can't wait to try that. The new Wag ability in battle, if you remember, it was a whole, you know, it gets the entire army in one, and it was only activatable through your legendary lord. I think that's going to be reworked quite a bit to be a lot more punchy, and, you know, it's going to give you some incentive to activate it at the correct time rather than just popping it as soon as you get into combat, and you're going to be able to upgrade it. Very excited for that. And finally, this is the last thing I got before I quickly tuned out because I need to make this video. We're going to be getting a new free LC lord for the High Elves, who is a dragon prince. That's all I know. I didn't catch his name. And apparently he's going to be starting in Malice and Snick, so good luck playing that. But yes, that is everything I have on the DLC so far. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Because of your generous support, I've been able to get onto the verified people list. To be on the proper partners list, you need to have 8,000 subs. So once we get that, I'll be onto that, and I can get even earlier access. Currently, I have access on the 11th to this.
Yeah, this idiot doesn't have any idea what he's talking about. The dates are actually, I get access on the 13th, and then the embargo drops on May 15th, 3 PM. So, yeah.
So next Friday, you should expect a everything you need to know type video about this DLC, you know, all the different units. Obviously, it's not going to be as in-depth as I normally go with my guides, but it's, you know, going to try to cover everything and give you the best idea that you possibly can. And of course, the green skin rework will be tied into that, so please be patient. I'm doing my best. And then the Dark Elf guide will follow shortly after that. But yes, I think that's everything I had to say. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Tell me in the comments how hyped you are for this DLC, any predictions of what these units might be. Don't go into the future and then, you know, give me spoilers because that's cheating. But yes, hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like if you did. Leave a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see more epic Total War videos. Thank you so much for 7,000. We are growing at a very rapid rate. Making this dream come true, boyos. It's pretty epic. We're getting up there. Going to be one of the big boys soon. I can't wait. But for now, I was COLONELDAMNEDERS, and I shall see you in the next one. My Zoomers. Let's go.